In psychology, there's something called high functioning depression. These people always have a bright smile on their face, giving others the impression that they're cheerful and optimistic. To everyone else, they always seem positive and upbeat. But in reality, when they're alone at night, all those negative emotions begin to build up. They fall into a state of helplessness and deep sadness. This is also referred to as sunshine depression in psychology. These individuals often have excellent facial expressions, management skills. Even when they're feeling really down, they can still maintain a calm exterior, or even laugh heartily. Few believe that when a person has a thought or feeling that their superego can't accept, they will unconsciously represent those emotions and desires into their subconscious. This is a type of act of forgetting, but the emotions stored in the subconscious don't just disappear. As they accumulate, they can cause even more harm, often leading to depression. Why do they suppress their feelings? When we were children, if we were upset, we cried. If we were in pain, we shouted. If we were hurt, we sought comfort. But as we grow up, many people get used to suppressing or disguising their true feelings. This is because during childhood, expressing sadness often didn't bring comfort. Instead, people might say, "You're just being too dramatic," or "You're just too lazy." For example, if you fail an exam and feel bad, your parents might say, "You're always on your phone. Why didn't you study properly?" When expressing emotions doesn't bring positive feedback, people start to feel like no one understands anyway, and talking about it might just make things worse. So they choose to keep quiet. Another reason is that many cultures view suppressing inner thoughts and emotions as a sign of self-control and strength, especially for men. There's a fear that showing vulnerability will make them seem weak or not manly. The desire to not burden in others with their problems leads them to hide their true feelings, fearing they'll be misunderstood or rejected. Over time, this suppression becomes a habit. So apart from seeking professional psychological help, what can we do for ourselves? The first thing is learning to open up. For most people, it's really hard to expose our wounds to others because it means showing our most vulnerable side. The reason we get might not always be understanding and accepting, but instead criticism or ridicule, as we've experienced in the past. However, there are people who are willing to listen and often offer positive feedback. The key is to keep trying to find them. The second thing is to learn to respect your own feelings and live accordingly to them. When a desire arises inside you, try to pursue it and see what your heart really wants. If you were a tree, other people's opinions would be like gusts of wind. If you care too much about what others think, it's like the slightest breeze could shake you violently or even knock you down. When you live in alignment with your own feelings, even in the simplest of things, you're nourishing yourself.